Hi, I'm Jin-Ho Kim, a Program Director at the Department of Big Data MBA, Seoul School of Integrated Sciences and Technologies. I received a marketing PhD from Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania. My minor is statistics. Presently, I'm lecturing on machine learning and big data analytics. When AlphaGo defeated professional Go player Han Hui for the first time in history, I was stunned. This led me to thoroughly and repeatedly read the paper from Nature. I also read papers published by the key authors of the thesis, including Aja Hwang, Ilya Sutskever, Chris Madison, and Dave Silver, etc. I've come to firmly believe in AlphaGo's powerful performance on elaborate mix of deep learning and reinforcement learning. I confirm that AlphaGo has finally surpassed the world's best professional players. This is the reason I predicted that AlphaGo would defeat Lee Sedol by 5-0. My prediction was ridiculed by many, but proved to be correct. AlphaGo is mankind's victory emanating from the long-term research of many genius scientists in the field. Hazardous analogized this as a moon landing. I absolutely agree. However, it is very unfortunate that this tremendous accomplishment also came with a flaw. Firstly, DeepMind should apologize for not revealing AlphaGo's full competence prior to the match with Lee Sedol. AlphaGo, which played against Han Hui, is version 13. Therefore, the audience anticipated that Lee Sedol would confront a slightly enhanced AlphaGo. However, upgraded AlphaGo version 18 has been improved so significantly that version 13 had no chance against version 18, even with Foster's handicap. I do not understand the reasons that DeepMind concealed these facts. DeepMind should have claimed that AlphaGo, which will contend Lee Sedol, beats version 13 with Foster's handicap. Professional players and Lee Sedol then would not have underestimated AlphaGo, and the mental preparation and the match would have gone differently. Take a look at this screen. Dr. David Silver, the first author of the Nature paper, held a special lecture at University College London, 9 days after AlphaGo's match with Lee Sedol. The lecture explained with a graph that AlphaGo version 18 defeated the version 13 even with Foster's handicap. It is basically stating that Lee Sedol had no chance against AlphaGo. Playing Baduk for money while hiding the player's skill is legally considered to be fraud. There is even some precedent. Google's motto is "Don't be evil and do the right thing." This means that the company should be committed to doing good for the world, even at potential cost of its own short-term profit. They should apologize to the Baduk community around the world for violating their own motto in order to achieve immediate gains. DeepMind should apologize for its intentional loss in the fourth match with Lee Sedol. The developers of AlphaGo assured AlphaGo's complete victory even prior to coming to Korea. Han Hui, who was a judge during the match, later confessed that he had already been free of any doubt in AlphaGo's assured victory before the first move of the first match. This is because Han Hui verified the gap by a Foster's handicap. However, DeepMind, for some reason, had chosen to lose one match. they concluded that the fourth match was the most appropriate one to throw. After the fourth match, there were many complaints that AlphaGo intentionally threw the fourth match. Among Baduk experts, Lee Sedol's victory in fourth match became the inconvenient truth. With absence of data, I'm not able to present the smoking gun. Therefore, I can only rationally deduce the loss as intentional. There are 4 reasons that I'm convinced with AlphaGo's deliberate loss. First, of 5 matches against Lee Sedol, it is claimed that AlphaGo experienced a glitch in the fourth match. If the bug were to occur 1 out of 5 games, in other words, within a 20% chance, then AlphaGo is merely an incomplete prototype. This AlphaGo would not have triumphed finally in 5 matches, let alone the first 3 matches against Lee Sedol. Secondly, while even a single glitch is improbable, it occurred about 10 times during the fourth match. If AlphaGo version 18 had so many bugs, it would not have been able to win over version 13 with 4 stones handicap. Thirdly, the mistake was preposterous. It did not make a mistake in a complicated and difficult situation, but in an ordinary one with placing a stone in an implausible spot. Even amateurs do not make such mistakes, like putting a stone at the edge of board. A bug like this would not occur unless AlphaGo intentionally wanted to lose the match. Finally, DeepMind has never been concerned nor mentioned this bug since it did not exist. In the latter part of the fourth match, it did not play the correct moves and purposefully play the wrong ones. Somewhere, the Four Seasons Hotel had a control room that sent a different answer to Azar Huang on purpose. It is simple for DeepMind to disprove my claim. It should review AlphaGo's data from the fourth match, especially the selection process which led to AlphaGo's black 79 after white 78. They need to review the computation results of the parse network, value network, tree evaluation from ValueNet and rollouts, percentage frequency, and principal variation after the selection. This means to prove the glitch with data. It should also review the computation process and results for unreasonable moves such as AlphaGo's black 97, 101, 159, 171, and so on. DeepMind cannot review the data because AlphaGo is flawless with no room for miscalculation. The best course of action is to admit their wrongdoing and apologize. Otherwise, their integrity will repeatedly be compromised. First of all, to think in good faith. This is because of the respect for the game of Baduk with such a long history, and also respect for Lee Sedol. It really does not make much difference whether DeepMind wins 5-0 or 4-1. On the other hand, to think with ill intention, they would have lost just once on purpose to conceal the fact that they didn't disclose AlphaGo's skills. I would say that this is more of bad faith because the way AlphaGo threw the match was disgraceful. In fact, AlphaGo is competent enough to narrowly lose a match when the match is at its peak. It just had to be 50% chance of winning before making the move. If this is the case, no one would have noticed that AlphaGo was intentionally throwing the match. However, it claimed one-sided advantages and then made inexplicable consecutive moves which led to the defeat. The intention to throw the match was too obvious. It is like scoring multiple times in a soccer match and then scoring your own goals consecutively to throw the match. Whatever they intended, throwing a match is a very disrespectful action in Baduk. The accepted decorum in Baduk is to make the best record regardless of winning or losing. There is no such thing as manipulating games in Baduk. As a result, the second half of the record of the fourth match became the most ridiculous record in Baduk's history. DeepMind owes Baduk community around the world a sincere apology for tainting the record. What would be the most appropriate match to throw? Neither the first nor the last. This would ruin the taste of triumphant. Rationally, it should win the first 3 matches, throw the fourth, and win the last one. It is 4-1, but it would still feel like 5-0. This would not ruin a one-sided taste of victory. And that is the reason, I guess, that DeepMind chose the fourth match. AlphaGo is an egoless computer software. It does not understand its opponent, let alone the intention behind their moves. Thus, there is no such thing as hesitation. During the fourth match, until the 77th move, the match was significantly in AlphaGo's favor. AlphaGo's chance of winning was 70%, and it is highly unlikely for the table to have been turned. Lee Sedol's white 78 surprised many commentators. During a disadvantageous situation, he attacked where the opponent was strong. Guri, Chinese professional 9-dan, was also surprised and called it a divine move. However, it was a divine move only if it worked. Unfortunately, this was not meant to be. Had AlphaGo responded correctly, it would have decimated Lee Sedol's big group of white stones. If AlphaGo had responded appropriately, Lee Sedol would have lost a big group of his white stones. Then the territory difference would have been too large for AlphaGo to throw the match. However, AlphaGo still held such an immense advantage that it had to make about 10 preposterous moves in order to throw the game. Contrary to what they planned, their intention was exposed due to these ridiculous moves. There's something DeepMind should consider. First, they should eliminate a control room during the match. AlphaGo's calculated result should appear instantly on the monitor at the stage. This is to completely seal any unnecessary tweak of the process. Secondly, DeepMind should review AlphaGo's skill level before the match. They should review how different it is in comparison with AlphaGo's version 13 and version 18, which the public is familiar with. I believe the current AlphaGo should offer a 6-stone handicap. 6-stone handicap to the world's best professional player. AlphaGo has been upgraded with higher quality of input data. AlphaGo version 13 used European amateur high rankers matches as its input data. However, it is upgraded by using match data from Asian top professional players to version 18 with 4 stones handicap improvement. The current AlphaGo uses self-play data between version 18s as input. This process of upgrading input data could have been repeated several times over the last 13 months. I heard that they will launch AlphaGo 2.0 which is trained solely via reinforcement learning? If so, AlphaGo 2.0 should be very powerful in that it would defeat every predecessor AlphaGo. I'm pretty much sure that during the last 13 months, AlphaGo has already improved by a 6 stones handicap. This is an unimaginable gap, and the reason it achieved an unprecedented 60 consecutive victories against the world's best pros. It has become a match between FC Barcelona versus a high school soccer team. Yes, there is an honest request I'd like to make. I wish DeepMind would disclose all data from its official 70 matches. It would be nice to disclose some of self-play matches as well. AlphaGo has played many creative moves that surprise both professional players and its community. It also has widened Baduk's overall perspective. However, since there is scarcely any disclosed data, it is difficult to appreciate and study its moves. To be more specific, I wish they would disclose the results of policy network, value network, selection process of all moves, along with principal variation after each move selection. This will provide long-term academic materials for professional players and its community to study and discuss. It illustrates the horizon of Baduk. Isn't this one of the main reasons that bright minds invented AlphaGo in the first place? You mighty AlphaGo, please don't be evil this time. Don't do the wrong thing this time. Please tell us precisely how mighty you are in comparison with version 13 and version 18.